In this lesson, we're going to learn how to subtract integers using models. Okay, as you can see, it's going to be very similar to when we were adding integers using the models, except this time we're only using the colored counters and not the number line as well. So with the colored counters, it's the same thing. One yellow is one positive, one red is one negative. So we're going to try this first problem here. We have positive 7 minus positive 4. So that means we got 7 positives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 positives. And now we need to take away 4 positives. So that means we're going to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you have left? 3 positives. So 7 take away 4 positives gives you positive 3. So that was an easy one. Now we'll go on to with negatives here. Negative 7, and we're going to take away negative 5. So we need to get 7 negatives here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, the group that you start with is always determined by this first number. So negative 7, that's what we're starting with. And now to this group we need to take away 5 negatives. We can take away 5 negatives because there are actually 5 negatives that we can take away. So take away 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you have negative 7 and you take away 5 of the negatives, what are you left with? 2 of the negatives. So negative 7, take away negative 5 is negative 2. Now here's another example. It's going to be a little bit different. We have negative 2. That's what we're going to start with. So negative 1, negative 2. And now it says we need to take away 5 positives. So negative 2, take away 5 positives. Do you see 5 positives here that we can take away? No. So we need to somehow get 5 positives in this group so that we can then take them away. And the way we're going to do that is to bring in 0 pairs. Okay, bring in 0 pairs. By that, I mean we're going to bring in 1 positive and 1 negative. Because remember, 1 positive and 1 negative together is equal to 0. So if you bring in a bunch of zeros over here, you're not going to affect the value of your starting group. So if I bring in 1 positive and 1 negative, let's switch those around. Overall, this whole group is still equal to negative 2 because remember this negative and this positive, they cancel each other. So in reality, you just have the 2 negatives left. So we're going to do that 5 times. We need to bring in 5 0 pairs because it says we need to bring in 5 positives. So here's a second 0 pair. Third. Fourth. And our 5th. So we have negative 2. This whole group of negative 2. Remember, all these guys right now are just a bunch of zeros. So they're like, it's like they're not even there. So you have negative 2, and now we can actually take away 5 positive because we brought 5 positives in to take away. So now we're going to take those away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now what are you left with? All these negatives. So negative 2, take away the positive 5 is going to be negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's negative 7. And y'all will kind of start noticing a pattern as we go along. Now you have to make sure that when you're doing your homework on these kinds of problems that you are showing that you've brought in these 0 pairs. You see how I lined them up like this? And then you have to show that you're crossing out what you need to take away, either the positives in this case, or maybe another problem you're going to have to take away the negatives. So you have to make sure that you're showing this and then circling the group that you're left with. So the way that I'm showing you here is how you're going to have to show it on your assignments. Let's do another example. we have -2, take away -2. So first we have to get our group of -2. -1 and -2. Now it says we need to take away -2. So we can take away -1, -2. If you take away everything, what are you left with? Nothing, which is 0. So that one was pretty easy. Our next example, 4, take away -4. So we're going to start with our group of 4. This is 4 positives. Okay. Should be on that. All right. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, it says we're supposed to take away 4 negatives from this. Well, I don't have 4 negatives to take away. So what's my solution? To bring in 0 pairs. So I can bring in the 4 negatives without affecting the balance of what's already here. So we need to bring in 1 0 pair, 2 0 pairs, 3 0 pairs, and the 4th 0 pair. Now can we take away 4 negatives? Yes. So let's take those away. 1, I'll take back over here. 1, pen's not cooperating. 1, 2, 3, and 4. What do you have left? 8 positives. So +4, take away -4 is going to be +8. All right, a few more examples here. So let's do this one. -7, take away -5. So first we need to start with a group of -7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now from this group of -7, can we take away -5? Yes. We can take away 1 negative, 2 negative, 3 negative, 4 negative, 5 negative. What do you have left? 2 negatives. So -7 take away -5 is -2. Very easy. And then a couple more examples here. 3 take away -2. We have to start with our group of 3. So 1, 2, 3. Here, I'm supposed to take away -2. I don't have 2 negatives to take away, so I have to bring in 2 0 pairs because that's going to bring in the 2 negatives without affecting what I actually have here. Now I can take away these 2 negatives. So minus the 1, minus the 2. What do we have left over? 5 positives. So 3 take away -2 is +5. Final example. 3 minus +5. We have our group of 3 positives. 1, 2, 3. Can we even take away 5 positives? No, we don't have enough positives to take away. So we have to bring in some more positives by using 0 pairs. We need 2 more, so I'm going to bring in 2 more 0 pairs. So again, these guys over here is just like 0 because 1 positive, 1 negative cancel. So we still have the +3. Overall, this is +3, but now we have the 5 positives that we can take away. So let's take away the 5 positives, minus the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what do you have left? 2 negatives. So 3 take away +5 is -2. And that's it for our examples. Just remember that when you are trying to show these problems on your homework, you need to show that you're bringing in the 0 pairs. Then you need to show the crossing out of what you're taking away. And then you circle what is left. And that's going to signify your answer. And then you also need to write your answer down as a number, just to make sure you have everything complete. If you have questions, please be sure to ask them. And We'll do a few more examples together.